being TV for holding a nigga down, keep shutting me out, you heard me? Tell all the fans I will be on soon. This ain't nothing but a minor. I'm talking about this shit ain't even minor, you heard me? I just need to talk to God real quick, you heard me? But I will be back soon. New music dropping, new visuals, new everything. And shout out to my manager for holding this shit down, you heard me? This shit ain't gonna never stop. We throw for life.
100 Mob in the building. We want to shout out TYN Young and repping Marion, Louisiana. You already know what time it is, man. We want to shout out the new project, always #1 in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Especially that track for my savages. Y'all go ahead on to his IG. Y'all go ahead on and turn them up. Y'all already know what it is. Now go ahead on and come over here and let me show you what video we doing, nigga. So you already know you got to go ahead on and hit the like button, nigga. You know already know it's NBA Youngboy. And you already know that he canceled the whole thing in Chicago. So you know we gonna talk about it, nigga, and we gotta talk about it right now. Straight up and down, because DThang baby mama is also putting her word up on it or whatever the case may be. Now, a lot of Chicago people thinking it's out of fear, it's out of this and that, but like I said, it's other people inside this concert, man, and the way they been turning up in this NBA Youngboy concert, man, you gotta go ahead on and put eyes on it, and you got to go ahead on and air out the tension before it can even happen, nigga, because too many young niggas getting rowdy. And you know what I'm saying? It's too many, you know, people that love King Von and Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying, that's going to attend and that's going to be in the building to deliberately try to, you know, do NBA Youngboy something, or either try to do something to somebody around them. And it's going to be plenty of cars parked out of there, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be trying to, you know, get at who they trying to get at, man. So, you know, they tried to beef up security, you know what I'm saying? They tried to start a no bags policy, all of this other stuff, man, that I knew wasn't gonna work anyway, man, because like I said, when you got as much as, you know, star power as, you know, Lil Durk, and you got the, you know, the necessities, I want to say, to move the concert in the way that it's been going, you know what I'm saying, then it might have to go that way. And I say that because some people saying Lil Durk influence is, you know, the reason why it's actually getting, you know, canceled. You know what I mean? Rather he, you know, called somebody at the venue, got certain pull and stuff with the venue, did not let him perform. You know, I don't think he got that much power, but I mention it because it's a lot of people saying it. Now, NBA Youngboy's side is, you know what I mean, again, they take up on the situation and why it got canceled, but it's a lot of people, you know what I mean, a lot of cities that's actually, you know what I mean, giving NBA Youngboy praise and, you know what I'm saying, giving them a day, you know what I'm saying, like they did in Kansas City, while other, you know, cities is not too fond of him. As far as Chicago, he'll never get a day there. You see what I'm saying? Now, DThang baby mama, you know what I'm saying, is saying all this and saying all that up on, you know what I'm saying, all these posters and things like that, but, you know, this is, I think, the same one that, you know, had a baby by DThang's homeboy, you know what I'm saying? So any type of loyalty now that you're trying to show to DThang is the reason why people not feeling what you're saying. You know what I mean? And as far as the Chicago thing, I don't think it's NBA Youngboy that called it off or none of his camp, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they came out and said the venue was scary. So this implies that Lil Durk may have had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people going crazy. You know what I'm saying? The fact that NBA Youngboy was getting a lot of treatment that was better than, you know what I mean, other artists that was performing in the same center, the United Center, or whatever the case may be. So it's like this, man. A lot of people made a lot of sacrifices to attend this concert. It looked like they won't be attending it, and it's a big uproar, man, because this is one big for the books, man, and it was gonna make history. You know what I'm saying? But it did more damage than it did history. You know what I'm saying? But you know, security was gonna be tight. You already know they had a lot of people that was gonna be looking out for NBA Youngboy and his camp, man, because they got the means and the necessary, you know what I mean, the necessary things to handle things like that that's gonna come beforehand. You don't think he know that niggas is looking after him, nigga? You got Lil Tim turned up, you know what I mean, up on stage, and he turning up the crowd and stuff like that. And then he already said F Lil Durk on the tour anyway. And then you come into Chicago, so, you know, it's only right and only crazy enough that he would use his influence to stop this if he did. Because he do got a lot of pull in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? The nigga, I think, had the key to the city or something like that. I don't know if they took it back. You know what I mean? They took P. Diddy's back. You understand what I'm saying? But it is what it is. NBA Youngboy had a big fan base inside Chicago, and some would say he got a bigger fan base in Chicago than Lil Durk. I don't believe that, but at the end of the day, this is what they saying. So when we sit back here and we watch NBA Youngboy Click and his crew, you know what I'm saying, inside these concerts doing what they do, turning up and things like that, you got to understand, man, that it's going to be a lot coming with that if they do that in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too much partying off stage. I don't think nobody's getting into the venue and they going to get caught with nothing either. You know what I'm saying? It's just go how it go. But this is just to let niggas know that people is watching NBA Youngboy right now, and he got the whole wave going crazy. And that's why I think they made sure Lil Durk was back there before this nigga got off house arrest and was able to do what he had to do, because niggas knew when NBA Youngboy get up off of the house arrest stuff like that and he do what he do, he gonna wave the whole young generation in a way to the point where it can stir him, you know what I mean, as being king, you know, and that's real talk, because the performance is not stellar, you know what I'm saying? It's way above average right now, you know what I'm saying? Them young niggas is really turning up. They crashing out on security guards in the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is getting slapped, you understand what I'm saying? Niggas is getting money, you understand what I'm saying? Niggas is bogarting the door and just walking in, you know what I mean? It's that type of energy that NBA Youngboy bringing in every city that he go to, and we can't hate on it. We just got to recognize it, and we got to see what's going on, because when Lil Durk get out, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people counting him out, it's going to be pandemonium as well, because he had a chance to take his career to the next level and do whatever he was going to do. But the thing is, when he did what he did, he also brought up another artist, you know what I mean, King Von. And that's the main thing NBA Youngboy got to worry about more than Durk, you know what I'm saying? Because people keep talking about O Block this and O Block that. King Von ain't from O Block. He was well loved, you know what I'm saying, from Killer Ward, man. So it's like at the end of the day, you gonna have them niggas there that got love for him. You gonna have everywhere King Von was from, you know what I mean, at there, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the love in Chicago come from. It ain't too much a Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying, even though it is, you know what I'm saying? But that was King Von, homeboy, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I mean, did what he had to do after, you know, King Von got what was done to him, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you gotta look at it like this. It was war between, you know, NBA Youngboy and him, you know what I'm saying, for real, not so much as Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy. It's sad to say that NBA Youngboy got a song with, you know, King Von that's unreleased that probably never come out, and it need to come out, you know what I'm saying? Because we seen the interviews that's going around talking about how King Von was set up by his own, you know what I mean, when they talk about Lil Durk and all of this. But this is something that's, you know what I'm saying, you know, waving in front of our faces, man, and we hope that somehow he can get a date. Y'all get in them comments, let me know what y'all think about this. This crazy.